What's up, Moxie fam? In today's video, we are doing a check-in with ourselves and with Team Moxie. We're all going to be sharing goals that we're working on for the month of September and things that we're excited about. So if you haven't done your goals yet, go ahead and grab your planner and, set your September goals with us.
Hi, I'm Chrissy, Director of Operations at MäksēLife, and one routine and rhythm that I'm super excited to reset in September is my before and after school routines. I actually created this little guide for my kids for the first week of school because they have half days all week and I have to work. I created this little guide to help them navigate the new routine, and it's been going really well and I feel really good about it. But just leaning into what I need in this season of life has been really helpful as I've started to figure out, like, what does my morning routine look like in the fall? And in the past, it's looked like getting up really early and working out, but right now it looks like slow mornings. It looks like coffee in the quiet in my library with a good book. So I'm really excited to kind of lean more into those and adjust as the month goes on. Another goal that I'm really excited to tackle this month is leaning into my personal curriculum. Darian and I have been talking so much about our personal curriculum, and one of my weekly actions for this week is to finalize what that looks like for me. So let me know if you want me to do a video on what my personal curriculum is, because I can absolutely do that. And with that in mind, I am leaning into my personal area of life this month because, it was a long summer and I think it's just time to come back to me and what brings me joy and what I personally need right now as we transition into this new season in our family.
Hey there, I'm Tara Kay, a certified life coach here at MäksēLife. And as we transition into fall in my part of the world, I wanted to show you how I'm using my MäksēLife system to reset and refocus for this new season. So I am a functional planner, which means I'm putting in the most relevant information to make sure I'm not dropping any balls. I don't spend very much time making it pretty or perfect. And this summer, I worked through the Reset and Realign workbook, which really helped me see how my days would be best suited to work through my main life roles. So when I was doing this exercise, I used all 8 of the MäksēLife areas of life. However, when I bring it into my weekly planner, I simplified it to only use these 3 colors for my life roles and yellow for an accent. So I use the turquoise as anything that meets my own personal needs. I use purple to represent my family and my home life. And I use red for my work and personal projects when I'm doing deep focus. Then I'll use yellow to call out any of my life systems that I really want to stay consistent in. So when I set up my weekly, you can see I'm a vertical planner, I first put in my dates, anything that I would be late for, put those on the calendar, and then I can start to see where my time blocks will naturally flow. You can see we had no school on this day. It was a holiday here. So my work block was very short. I just hosted a power appointment in ClubMakse that day. But I can see later on where I'll be able to fit some work power hours, or I have a training later on in the week. And I usually start and end my day with my own personal meditation or gratitude. For example, my home and family needs come before school, and dinner prep and after school routines. And then my deep focus blocks usually come at my toddler's nap time. And finally, I mark out with yellow those weekly systems that I really want to stay consistent with. And my biggest goal for September is to honor those time blocks and keep those tasks and projects, the weekly actions that I move in, within those life role time blocks. And each day I'll choose one of those weekly actions and slot them into the right time block. And that's how I use my vertical planner and help me live more intentionally and keep what's meaningful front and center in my MäksēLife system.
What's up, Moxie fam? I'm Darian, the Digital Media Director here at MäksēLife, and I'm going to share with you 3 goals that I am focusing on for the month of September. The first one is, which you probably already know because I can't stop talking about it, I keep telling the team about it, I keep telling the community about it, I keep telling clubbies about it, but I'm so excited about my personal curriculum for the month of September. Here it is, it's so pretty. And so it's like literally just my way of scheduling out what I'm learning, content, like mindful content that I want to make sure I check out and watch, that I read, articles, books, e-courses, it's just like my own, like it's the school of me. And so I'm so excited about that for the month of September. So that's the first thing. The second thing is I really want to make time to revisit my annual goals this month, especially since this is the last month of quarter 3. So the reason why I want to do that is like I really want to go back and look at my annual goals so that when, and I'm getting a little ahead of myself, but when quarter 4 rolls around, so next month and next quarter, I can be intentional about any like last minute things that I can do that maybe I like overlooked. So I'm so excited, I want to like revisit some of my annual goals. This is like my personal goal page, and so I just want to kind of go through each area of life and just kind of see how I'm doing so far. So there's that. And then the third thing, me trying to keep track of my numbers, is I really want to lean into like my evening routines. I feel like I finally got my morning routines down, but it'll be really nice to figure, like, if I can end my day and close it out in a way that feels natural and life-giving. So if you have any advice, let me know in the comments. What do you do for your evening routine? Anything that helps you like close out your day well, any rhythms, rituals, let me know, because I could use some help. So that is what I'm focusing for the month of September.
Hi Moxie family, I am Andrea, ClubMakse life coach, and I am here to talk to you about my new routines that I am setting. So for fall, I always feel like it's time to get into routines for back to school season and to switch up my habits and my goals a little bit. So for routines, whenever we go back to school, I always make sure that we are all making our beds every day. We're getting ready in the morning. We're doing everything in our AM routine very consistently and in the same order. And that way it becomes a habit and it's something we don't even really have to think about. So I have everything documented in the order that I'm going to do it, and I'll show you here. So what I love to do is I love to have exactly the order that I'm going to do all my routines and the times that I'm going to do it. 3 years ago, I started to make sure that I could figure out exactly what my ideal morning routine would be, and this has helped me so much. For habits, I definitely, now that it's getting nicer outside, it's not so hot, I love to get outside and walk in the mornings. I love walking with a hooded sweatshirt when it's kind of chilly out, and listening to an audiobook or catching up on ClubMakse podcast, whatever I need for that day. And also, trying to get into the habit of drinking more water. Sometimes during the summer that's hard to get in as much as I want to. So it's just a complete overhaul on all of my habits and all of my routines. And then for goals, I really like to focus on finishing up the year with a bang. So I really love to get excited about what my next year is going to be like and make sure that I'm finishing out this current year the way that I want to.
Hey, I am Courtney, and I am a certified life coach and director of people and culture here at MäksēLife, and I love the fall so much. I basically am a hobbit. And so this season for me is all about slowing down and leaning into relaxation and celebration. We started off by kind of doing a reset as we get into the school year, figuring out what kind of things we want to lean into to support everybody in the family. And you can even tell it's a different season for me because I have a monthly layout, which I did at the beginning of the month. This never happens. But I'm really excited to get into some baking this month, start preparing those cozy recipes. We have a lot of celebrations in our family and friend circle, so we're gonna be partying it up and enjoying ourselves. And then I'm focusing on physical environment because a lot of this season for me involves getting cozy, right? It starts to get colder where I am, the leaves change, and taking our space and resetting it helps me to feel grounded and fully embodied in this season of change. So, bring on the fall.